Hi, I am Janine Truitt. I am the Chief Innovations Officer and owner of Talent Think Innovations LLC based here in Long Island, New York. And I'm here today to tell you about why it's important to collaborate purposefully. So, a little bit about me. I have been in business for about 3 years and I am essentially building something that I want to revolutionize the workforce. Um, whether I'm there yet or not remains to be seen. But that said, I could not get across what I want to get across. I could not be as impactful as I am currently if it weren't for the people I met along the way. And so here's the story. So 4 years ago, I'm a little old HR lady, maybe not so much old, but I am just an unknown entity, unknown HR lady, sitting in somebody's dusty office somewhere, moving papers, filing papers, um, making sure people had jobs. I was a recruiter. I was a recruiter and I was affecting recruitment strategy and talent management strategy, and I was putting people to work. And I was brilliant, I believe, at what I did. I came into my position at the time with the best of intentions to really try to revolutionize what we were doing at that particular company. And that company was focused on research and development and science at the level of for the entire country. And some of their advances in some cases were technologies that were being used globally. So, not really a small job. And I recognized that my ideas were really just secular to that particular job. And in time, I recognized that people cared, but they didn't care enough. And so, when ideas are just kind of locked in a box or locked inside a vacuum, as we say, they get stagnant. Nobody knows they're there. They don't have a life. They don't have legs. They don't continue to live. And so I decided to take control of my life essentially. And it was through social media mentors, I like to say, and in some cases, angels, people that I had met through social media while I was building this brand that was going to be something down the line, uh, began to let me know that I had outgrown where I was in life and in this job, and that my ideas were so much bigger than what I was doing or what I was allowing to happen to me in this position. And so it caused me to think. And at that time, I kind of thought some of them were crazy. I'm like, what do you mean? And essentially, what they were leading me down the path to entrepreneurship. And they were leading me down this road a lot earlier than I was prepared to go down that road. I had already said in my head, 10 years out, I'm going to have this consulting firm. My husband's going to retire. My kids will be older. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make every organization better than they were before I walked into it. And this was my grand vision. And these people that I had met that appeared really on the scene, whether it was through a Twitter chat or if it was just me tweeting out things or if it was just them reading my articles, they appeared and they took an interest in me. And if it was not for every single one of these people who I still call friends and dear colleagues, my business wouldn't even exist. It wouldn't exist. So that is to say that if it was up to me alone, to catapult my idea out there into the world and to make it happen, it probably would have not happened, or at least it wouldn't have happened this soon. And so there's something to be said about this whole idea of collaboration and the we is bigger than me kind of concept, because it's so true. If not for these people, Talent Think Innovations would not exist. And I have no qualms about saying that right now to you. And so, what happened? You're probably thinking, like, what happened? What did they do? How do you purposefully collaborate? So the first thing is I had to have a vision. So that was me. And I had the vision. I just needed other people to hear it, ingest it, and help me figure out the ways and the pathways to get to it. So that's number one. You have to have a vision, and that starts with you. But the other half of it is you have to communicate, and communicate it clearly as possible to as many people. Here's the key though. The key is not to latch on to everybody that latches onto you. Sounds kind of crazy, but here's where I'm going with it. There were a lot of people when I started to build this thing that wanted to work with me for whatever reason. Every single person that approached me about my business or wanting to collaborate with me was not well suited for me. So there's a sense these days that if we just kind of spray and pray, that great things are going to happen. I would like to focus you in on something a little different. This is not about being a trend. This is not about being a fad. This is about longevity, collaborating for the long haul. And if you want to do that, you need to do it purposefully. And how do you do that? You do that by one, methodically seeking out the people that get your vision and that are doing either similar or complementary things to what you're trying to achieve. If you're not methodically trying to get to those people, you have to at least be able to recognize them when they appear. So I'm not trying to get all religious or even spiritual on you, but I do believe that there are some people that are placed in our lives for a reason. Whether you believe it's God that does it, or whether you believe it's some higher universal being that does it, there are people that are placed in our paths for a reason. And sometimes you have to be able to sit back and really evaluate things and recognize when somebody's been placed in your path for a reason, and being able to kind of latch on and bring things to life. So I'll give you a for instance. 2 years ago, I wasn't even dreaming about having a client nearly 6 months after starting my business. I meet a woman at a conference in the city. I'm actually covering the conference as a social media influencer. And so I'm typing away and I have no idea I'm being watched. I go to the bathroom. This woman corners me in the bathroom. Can we say awkward? She corners me in the bathroom. True story. So she corners me in the bathroom and she asked me, "Hey, do you do this for a living?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I do." And so from that point on, she tells me a little bit more about her business. She tells me how she's built this business where she is helping mothers kind of get their groove back, get their mojo back. These are like women that have left the workforce either because they've had kids or something or other has gone on in their life. And so she helps them kind of get their confidence back to be able to go back into the workforce. Brilliant. So we talk a little bit more. She tells me what she's trying to do with her business and she's looking at branding. And so I give her my card and tell her contact me. I don't contact her at all. I just tell her to contact me. She calls me within maybe 3 months and we end up meeting in the city. And we have this whole conversation about being a mom and how you juggle it all and having a business. And I'm talking to her about social media and the whole kit and caboodle. The same time that we're having this discussion, really to discover what it is that I can do for her, we have this discussion about how it would be fantastic to have some sort of like academy where we can have women come who have left the workforce and they can kind of get their mojo back. They can kind of figure out where their place is in the world again. And this is just like a pie in the sky kind of idea. And I'm like, that would be wonderful. It would be great. And we continue having this thought. I digress. She becomes one of my clients. We go through that whole bit for a few months. I dropped off. I had a baby myself. Guess what? What year are we in? 2015. May of 2015, she comes back to me and she says, you know what, Janine, I've fully conceptualized this idea of this academy, and I fully now understand why this social media thing is a big thing. And I get you and you get me. And what I want you to do is I would love for you to become an instructor in my academy that's going to take place over the summer. We're going to help these women get back on track with career information, with branding information, with social media information. Not only am I a mom of 3, I'm a business owner. I've worked in corporate. I completely get how frustrating it can be when you've had to leave your career behind and have to fight for your way back in the corporate world. This collaboration was made for me. It was made for me. It's not off topic. It's not on topic. It's not a trend. It is needed. It's a bona fide need by a small group of people, and it aligns with my vision, which is to empower women to do more for themselves, whether that is working for somebody else and boning up on their skills so they can be promoted and more, I should say. It is my vision to see other women like myself make it, because we've been fighting for it for so long. So here I am, business owner over here, my client / colleague over here, 2 businesses, business to business, and we collaborate and we make this academy work. And it ends up being 9 women that end up instructing over the summer, including myself. And we just concluded this. It was the most phenomenal experience. Not only has it been a great experience for us, it actually gave something back to those women, and it's producing business for us. It's producing business for me. There are spin-off programs that have come of this that are now services that I offer. So this is the power of collaboration. It is not in just collaborating to collaborate because it's the new buzzword. It's about collaborating purposefully, making it make sense for you, for your life's vision, for your business vision if you're in business, but most importantly for your life's vision. Find your tribe. Find the people that are doing what you're doing similarly or in the same vein, just a bit wavy, and make it happen. It's there. We've got the technologies to make it happen more so than ever. Collaborate often, openly, and purposefully. That's my call to action, and that's my story, and thank you.